Hi everyone. So I just purchased a Galaxy Fit3 watch. So this is a smartwatch or smart band right here. And I thought I'll just record a quick video having used this watch and it's on my wrist now for a couple of days. I'll just give a quick rundown of what's good about this watch and what are the things that I personally didn't like. And so you can weigh it yourself and then decide if you'd like to purchase the Galaxy Fit 3 or not. So that's up to you. So let's begin. Right. So this is the Galaxy Fit 3. This is the box that it came in. It is actually pretty small. Unfortunately, it has already got a crack from trying to open the contents of this box. And in the box, what we have is this is the space where the Galaxy Fit 3 came in. This is the charging cable that it came in, which we'll have a look at it in just a minute. And then what we also have with us is the user manual that is right inside this particular box. So we'll keep this at the side for now and we'll take a look at what the watch itself looks like. The watch itself looks pretty slick. I ordered the silver one, but as you can see, the strap is actually white color. So I'm guessing that what they are talking about is the silver bezel of this watch. This can be adjusted. As you can see, it's a bit firm at the moment, but you can adjust it as per you want. Now the watch itself is seems like it is the right size for my wrist. My wrist is although quite thin. Depends on what kind of watch you're used to wearing. What bothers me is really just the buckle. As you can see, this works well, but the place where you put this strap after you have adjusted the size is actually right here behind. And what you have to do is you have to sort of pull this out from the back. You got to push this and then unbuckle this and then pull this out and then unbuckle the strap itself. So not very conventional. I wasn't familiar with this design and I wouldn't have thought that the watch came with this design. So this seems like a very unconventional design to put your buckle in. And if I compare that with my traditional watch, which I was wearing, which I was used to wearing. This is a Seconda watch. This, as you can see, has this buckle that you put your strap into. So you adjust the strap, adjust the size, and then unbuckle this in, strap this in, and then of course removing it is also pretty easy. So this is the traditional watch, but then of course, uh, here we have a different type of strap that has been designed. Now, in terms of the watch itself, you have just one button on the right, which is the home button, a barometer at the side, and the optical heart rate sensor at the back. And then if I tap the screen, you can see that it actually brings up the watch. So you can swipe down to see the settings page, and you can also see the different type of settings that is available, and this is actually quite handy, so I would definitely recommend using this. And then you have swipe left to see your notifications, and then you swipe right to scroll through all the pages that is available, and there's quite a few available. And then you have swipe up to look at all the different apps that is available on this watch. And this is not the Wear OS, so not all the apps will be available. That is something to keep in mind. But that screen is so smooth, I don't think you'll complain. And the resolution, everything looks really good. And for the price of this watch, this I got it for roughly 1890 New Zealand dollars. So it's actually not very bad compared, in given perspective of the price range that you get this watch for. It's a Samsung product, and for that price, you're actually getting a pretty decent watch. If I look at the calculator, for example, I can really just do my calculations really well. Again, it supports the touch pretty smoothly, so that's not an issue at all. And I can just swipe left to right to go back. That would, I feel, take a bit of getting used to, knowing what swipes go where. But overall, I think you can see that the watch looks pretty decent. the sensors work pretty well as well. So what is interesting to me is the sensors work pretty well. Things like the heart rate, for example, the other day it was actually showing some readings, but it is weird because I wasn't even wearing it, so I'm not sure how that works. But let's say, all of these other settings seem to work pretty well. The sleep, I'm not really sure about how the tracking works. It did not show the sleep time for me accurately. Now these pages can be reordered, or you can even remove the page if you want. So you can just remove that, or you can even reorder it. So you can just click on the left and right arrows to reorder this page, and that is actually pretty cool. You can also do the settings on your phone. So as you can see on your screen right now, you have the Wear app that's on your screen. This is on my Samsung Galaxy phone, and I can just reorder the tiles, add more tiles if I want. There's a maximum of only 12 tiles, unfortunately, but other than that, it is all pretty smooth. Back to the watch, we have the watch face itself. I can long touch it, and then I can select different tiles, different watch faces from these options. As you can see, there's plenty of options over here. And then if I like something, I just click on it, and then it just shows up on my watch. There's again heaps of other options on your phone that you can configure. As you can see on your screen, different watch faces you can choose from, but of course there's again a limit of, I think, 10 or 12 watch faces that you can add onto your watch. Has options, but apart from that, you can add more. Given that this is not the Wear OS, you can't really configure custom watch face either. Alright, back onto my watch. Something that also bothers me is that the date format is fixed to month and then the date. So that's 12/1 instead of 1/12, or 1st of December. It's December 1st. Now, unfortunately, this is not configurable. Of course, if you're not from the US, this can be pretty hard to read, which means that your watch faces can get limited, because most of the watch faces have this option over here, which is the month and date. Not all of the options have it. So not all of the watch faces have that set correctly. So even if I click on this, for example, again, it is showing the month and then the date. So that limits, if this is something that bothers you, then that limits the watch faces that you can actually set on the watch itself. So what I've done is I've just selected this watch face over here, which is I think one of their defaults as well, which shows the entire month and then the date. So that makes it much more easier to read. Now, this is the do not disturb notification, which I can just turn it off, and that is my beautiful watch face. If I want to remove the strap, I have to press this button over here, and then the strap comes out, and then I have to press it back. Hear it click, and then basically the strap goes back in. Over here, back to my watch. If I am deep in one of these pages, and if I want to go back to the home page, I can just press this home button over here, and then it brings me back to the home page. What's also an interesting feature in this watch is this torch over here. So you can increase the brightness of this torch. Basically, it is just a white light, which is quite good. But you can also switch it to a blinking red light, and I'm guessing that this is useful if you're lost somewhere and you want some indicator for people finding you, to be able to search you. So that's a cool feature to have. Then also in the settings, you have a lot of options to go through. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you have the safety and emergency feature, which I absolutely recommend you trying it out. You have the medical info, which you can set even on your phone, and that just syncs up um, with your watch. And then you have the emergency contacts, which you can again set on your phone. If you press the home button, has the instructions say, if you press the home button 5 times, you can actually call your emergency number from your phone. So this is always connected to your phone via Bluetooth. Then you have the fall detection as well. So if you're like a mountain biker or biker or something, this is a good feature to have as well. Now in terms of battery life, mine went from 75 to now it's 39 in like a couple of days, in 2 days. The advertisement I think is for like 7 days or something. So I'm not really sure if it would actually last for 7 days with a single charge and allow me to still monitor my vitals correctly. But if you want to save battery, then I recommend doing the following settings for your Galaxy Watch. Number one is you can go onto the settings and unselect the always on display. So you don't keep the always on display. If you do keep the always on display, then it still shows your time on that. And then you can go into the settings, go into display, and then either uncheck the adaptive brightness so it sort of always stays maybe on a low brightness scale, so it'll save some battery. These settings you can save some battery as well by only enabling touch screen to wake and disabling the raise wrist to wake. Because if this is on, every time you raise your watch, the display automatically comes on. So um, I would recommend switching that off. And then of course the timeout, you can switch it to a lower screen timeout so you always save some battery. Um, and that sort of helps. In terms of the health itself, you can measure it manually. If you really want to save some battery, you can measure it only manually. Um, and then same thing goes with the stress as well. You can only measure it manually. But of course, if you measure it continuously, then it does consume some battery. All right, so you can also um, find your watch using your phone by using the Samsung Find option. You can do that from your phone or from your laptop, and you can just click on the vibrate option, and then that should start vibrating, or it should um, you know start basically turning it on. So it is trying to find, and it is vibrating as well. So you can click on the close. Now in terms of how to charge your device when obviously the percentage gets low, how to charge your device, you just take this cable that comes with in the box. You on one end you have the USB-C connection which goes into your device, your mobile or your laptop device, and on the other end you have this 2-pin sort of adapter that goes into your watch. So if I take this end here, if I take this watch and I just turn this around and then take this pin, uh, and this pin basically just goes over here. It's a little bit magnetic, so it kind of fits perfectly in here. There you go, it doesn't fall off. So that's your charging, and then once you charge it to your device, it should automatically get charged. These are my thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy Fit 3. I would recommend it if you're looking for something really lightweight, a smart band that's also lightweight. So check the link down in the description below. All right, so that was the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and do check out more videos on this channel in the future.